Welcome back to Power Rangers Necessary Evil, right here at Comicstorian. This is the channel where we take some of your favorite comic book plot lines, we break them down into digestible bites, and I read them dramatically back to you. Today we're going to be covering Power Rangers issue 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, and 50. That's right, we're going to completely wrap up the Necessary Evil storyline. Now, in order for you to quickly understand what happened in 40 to 44, let me give you a fast recap. The villain known as Drakon was defeated by the Power Rangers, and this was a version of Tommy Oliver that basically became evil, taking the White Ranger power and the Green Ranger power, merging them and conquering the world. He was defeated, and then the entire Morphin Grid was destroyed. The powers within the Morphin Grid then went out into the universe and created new villains. That takes us to the current day. The original Power Rangers are trying to get their footing, get back into the fight, with Tommy Oliver, the good version, becoming the real White Ranger. But other individuals, Trini, Zach, and Jason, went off to become the Omega Rangers. And the Omega Rangers' purpose is to battle against all of these Morphin monsters that have been thrown out into the universe. Now, Tommy Oliver's original Power Ranger group doesn't know that their friends are the Omega Rangers. And in our last videos, they all finally kind of ran into each other, but they didn't explain who they were. Now, issue 45 is going to wrap up the existing plot, and then we're going to give you the finale to Necessary Evil. So, here's issue 45. In one fluid motion, Jason cut down all of the putties in front of him with Lord Zedd laughing. Are you really? You may have bested my dog, Rangers, but let's see how you fare against real evil. Sparks fly from the clashing steel as Zedd knocks Jason away, telling him, "Oh, I missed this, breaking the bones of an enemy. You may be stronger than the Rangers that I've encountered before, but you are still far from my equal." Jason gets back up ready to attack, but then he hears something behind him. The throne looms over with a shark-like appearance, and Zedd laughs, telling him, "You were a fool to challenge me alone." Just then Kia bursts through the throne asking, "Who said he was alone?" Jason gets back to his feet, telling her that they took long enough, and Zedd slams his staff down, shouting, "You may have bested my minions, but I am Lord Zedd! I have conquered planets, enslaved entire galaxies. You may have posed a challenge on Earth, but this is my domain." Jason presses his morpher, and within seconds, his Zord breaks in. He looks at Lord Zedd with a dead stare. "I'd recommend surrendering." And Zedd tells him, "Never." Without another chance to speak, the Zord punches down on Lord Zedd, and Trini says that seemed excessive. And Zach tells her, "Maybe, but I thought we were gonna end up with s'mores in there." Jason tells everyone that they need to get Zedd contained before he wakes back up. They still have work to do. But after a few more moments, Tommy and the others teleport in, and he tells them to be on their toes. His team of Power Rangers need to be ready to fight. Wait, what? Rocky asks, "Did we miss the fight?" And Tommy asks Jason, "What happened here? Did you attack the Moon Palace?" Jason turns to Tommy, who doesn't realize that it's Jason in the Omega outfit. "We did, and it's finished." Tommy is confused as the White Ranger, asking, "Where's Lord Zedd?" And Trini points to the container behind them, stating, "Right there." Kimberly then says, "Thanks, but just like that, everything is done?" Kia walks in shortly afterwards, stating that the South Wing is clear. And one thing though, she couldn't find Zedd's staff. As she looks through everyone, she notices Tommy. But she sees Lord Drakon, Tommy's alter ego from an alternate universe in which he conquered all of the Morphin Grid. She sees nothing but the evil being that is Drakon, screaming out, "Murderer!" And she lunges towards him, but Trini tackles her to the ground, yelling, "No! What are you doing, Kia?" She struggles, shouting that it's him! It's Lord Drakon! Trini eases her grip, stating, "No, that's just the White Ranger." Kia shakes her head, stating, "I just thought, I'm sorry." Kimberly tells her that it's okay. They are not their enemies, and Aisha says that if they continue to act like that, they will become their enemies though. The two groups begin to argue, and Jason steps between them, stating, "Alright, that is enough. Omegas, take Zedd to the ship, now." Trini, Zach, and Kia teleport out with Lord Zedd. Tommy tells Jason that he's sorry, but they can't let him. Jason stops him. "It's already done, and if you have a problem with that, you can take it up with our leader." Later down in the command center, Zordon begins to question, "Do you realize what you have done? My Rangers are still maturing as a team, and Lord Zedd, while formidable, was an adversary that I was confident that they could handle. Now something will replace him, something possibly far worse. So tell me, is your work done here? Will you be departing? Jason, still in his Omega outfit, states, yes, we have other responsibilities. Zordon goes on stating, my responsibility is to protect this planet and all of those who inhabit it. The Omega Rangers came to the aid of my Rangers, and for that I am grateful. However, your actions may have inadvertently accelerated an attack on Earth for which we are grossly unprepared for. Goodbye, Omega Ranger. As Jason leaves, he takes a look at the sky and radios Z, stating that he's all done. They can, but before he can finish, Tommy calls out that he would like a word. He overheard the conversation with Zordon back there, and he should know. Zordon is usually much more reserved, but above that, a thanks is in order for taking care of Zedd and stepping in when they did. If anything had happened to the others while he was out, he couldn't. Jason turns to leave, but Tommy stops him again. Right. However, I have one question. Do you ever get used to leading? Because this, well, the last guy just kind of took off and left the leadership to me. Jason tells him, no, it never gets easier. Tommy sighs, yeah, that's kind of what I figured. Anyway, thanks again. If I can ever return the favor. Jason stops him, telling him, your friend, maybe he left you in charge because he thought things could be handled. Tommy looks away. I'd like to think that, but I'm pretty sure that we just proved otherwise. Later, back at Safe Haven, Kia stands out in the field stating that she has discovered something. The other Rangers, they're too close. They won't understand. He is too dangerous. Emissary tells her that he can assure her that the vault is completely secure. Lord Zedd cannot escape. But Kia says that it's not Lord Zedd that she's talking about. It's Tommy Oliver. She knows how Tommy Oliver became Lord Draken, and now he has the white light. His powers are growing just like they did before. He's following the same path. Emissary states that he understands, but Tommy is not the man who, and Kia shouts, the man who ruined my life? No, he's not. Not yet. Emissary tells her that he has given Tommy the white light. And Kia says, wait, what? You of all people know how close he is to... And the emissary goes on stating that the light will guide him and unlock his heart. A person is not simply defined by the choices they make, but the sum of all the choices that they will ever make. After seeing countless realities, Draken was the anomaly. So do not trouble yourself with Tommy Oliver. Our focus is to the mission. To protect. Kia tells him to protect the universe. I understand. An emissary then says that this is where she, but before he could finish, Kia stabs the emissary in the back. Emissary falls to the ground stating that she was the shadow. The one that Jason saw. Kia kneels down stating that she didn't want it to be like this, but he himself said it. Her mission is to protect the universe, and she will do that even if it means protecting it from him and those Power Rangers. A short while later in the vault, Kia says that she is here to ask for their forgiveness. She made a mistake. She was determined to make sure that what happened to herself would never happen to anyone else. But we are not mistakes. We have been chosen by the Morphin Grid. We are the true defenders of the universe. We are the anointed. Come to me, Garrison Vox and Covotus. Our goal is simple. No more Rangers. Over at Safe Haven, the location of the Omega Rangers, Z steps out of his control room asking the emissary if he's still here. But if he's off chasing jellyflies with the children again, he then stops when he sees that the emissary is sitting on the ground, turned to stone. Z hurries over telling him, no, you can't die. That's not possible. Who could have done this? Z sends out a distress signal to the others telling them that they need to, but before he can finish, the transmission is cut off. Back on Earth at the juice bar, Billy tells Kimberly that he ran almost every scan in the book. He should be getting closer to finding Goldar and Zedd's staff any day now, assuming that they're still on Earth. Kimberly practices her gymnastics, stating that Tommy will be thrilled. He's been acting like when they finish with that, they can just hang up their helmets, like this is all over. But the last time that she checked, there's always something far worse out there that can show up. Billy tells her, yeah, but to be fair, we do have the Omega Rangers. Kimberly stops him. Who are they? How do we call the Omega Rangers? Are we even sure that they're going to show up if we actually need them? I'm not about to just step aside and let someone else deal with our problems. Billy says that they're going to have to step aside eventually, right? Just look at Jason, Trini, and Zach. They all went to the Peace Summit. Eventually, he'd like to go to college. What about her? What's her life look like without monsters in it? Kimberly looks away, telling him that she really hasn't thought about it. She does miss gymnastics, but going back to that just feels selfish. Billy laughs, stating that it's not selfish to do what you want to do. Being a ranger is a gift, not a prison sentence. Meanwhile, back over at Safe Haven, Jason, Trini, and Zach make their way to the location of the cut-off transmission from Z, and Zach asks if there is any, like, alien bear or lions or jaguars they need to be on the lookout for. Like, the kind that eat people? Jason tells him no. Z said that all the big animals are further inland, except for the flying tree snakes. Zach stops and frantically looks around, asking, wait, what? Flying tree snakes? Trini tells everyone that she, found something. Is she crazy, or does this cloak look familiar? She pulls the emissary's cloak off of a hanging branch, and Jason says that they need to show this to Z now. But then a voice tells him that they could just bring Z to them. From the shadows, Vox walks out, holding Z's head, asking, does anyone want a souvenir? Trini gets into her battle stance, asking how he got out of his prison. Does that mean? And Jason says, one problem at a time. And Zach says, yeah, we gotta get to Kia right now. But from behind that group, Kia walks out asking, did somebody call me? Zach tells her, you have fantastic timing. Vox heard Z. Vox laughs. You better not be foolish or you'll end up like your friend. Surrender now and maybe we won't hurt you. Trini asks, wait, what did he mean by we? Jason yells that this conversation is over. Omega Rangers, it's Morphin! But before he could finish, Kia punches him in the back of the head with enough force to create a small crater. Trini asks what has she done, and Kia says that she did what was necessary, and she will ask them, as their friend, to please stand down. Trini says that she was the one who led Vox out, that she was the one who killed Z and the Blue Emissary. Kia tells her that they and the emissaries had their chance to protect the universe, and they nearly destroyed it. Trini and Zach quickly suit up, and Zach lunges at Vox, getting a solid punch in at his face. Vox responds by kicking him in the chest and launching him across the field, stating, kid's got a lot of bite. Good. Kia then charges at Trini, telling her that she's going to need them to hand over those morphers. And if they do, no one else will get hurt. Trini dodges, asking how she could say that after everything that they did, and Kia yells, you made me a ranger so that you could use me, so that you could contain me. Trini spins around, elbowing Kia in the back, shouting, we did the best that we could. We stopped Draken, we put reality back together, and we've been picking up the pieces ever since then. You want to blame us for that? Kia tells her that they are on the verge of creating another Draken right now, that they're going to shatter the morphing grid again, and she cannot allow that to happen. Cavitas! Zach looks back. Oh no. And Cavitas steps out, telling them, I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Just then he creates a massive energy explosion, knocking everyone away, and Kia goes on stating, the emissary was wrong. The cracks, the shattering, they weren't a mistake. The Morphin Grid is reaching out and anointing its new guardians. The Rangers' time is over. Trini shouts that she has gone too far. If they want to stop them, then they're going to have to. But before she could finish, her, Zach, and Jason are all teleported onto the ship. Zach asks how the heck did that happen. Z tells them that there's no time for gratitude. Their safety may only be momentarily. Zach heads to the pilot's chair, asking if Z is just an arm. But they saw his head. Z tells him that man's arrogance never ceases to amaze him. They always assume a robot's brain is in the same place as theirs. Meanwhile, back on Earth, Zordon tells the Rangers that many of them have spent the last few days pondering the future of the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, now that Rita and Zedd are both gone. He understands that some of them wish to depart the Rangers. Tommy says that he can't speak for everyone, but they just want to make sure that they're actually needed. Now that there are the other Rangers, the Omega Rangers, who are far more powerful than the Mighty Morphin Rangers. If they haven't lived up to Zordon's expectations, Zordon stops him. Nothing is more devastating than how you imagine how things are supposed to be. Eons ago, I dreamed of a day where my work would be done. A day where I would never have to put good people into harm's way, that I could move beyond this form. Perhaps that day is coming, but until then, suddenly there's a loud noise and a flash of light, and Zach and Trini hold up Jason's lifeless body, stating that Jason's in bad shape. They need their help. After a short while passes, Jason lays in a medical chamber, and Alpha says that he is stable for now. But we won't know the full extent of his injuries for a full hours. Rocky says, wait, weren't you guys supposed to be at a peace conference? And Kimberly tells him, of course they were. Because they wouldn't be like creating some elaborate cover story, take off into space and become some, I don't know, Sacred Ranger team without telling anyone? Billy asks if they've really been lying to them this whole time. Are they the Omega Rangers? Back when you showed up and saved us, you didn't even say a word? Zach explains that they can't really talk about it. More like they weren't allowed to talk about it. It's time-space rules and stuff. Of all the people who would understand that, Tommy glares. If you couldn't tell us before, then why now? Is it because Jason is... And Trini stops him. We need to speak to Zordon. Alone. Adam asks, what, now you can't trust us? And Aisha asks, where's your Blue Ranger? Just then a distress signal comes in and Alpha yells that they have an emergency. There's a monster and people are trapped inside of it. Aye, aye, aye! Zordon tells everyone that they have more pressing matters right now. Your duty is to deal with Goldar. Kimberly yells that the others do not get to just teleport in here and start telling them what to... But Tommy stops her, stating that he knows how she feels. But let's just go, okay? Kimberly glares back at Trini and soon everyone leaves. Once they're alone, Trini tells Zordon that the Blue Emissary was murdered. Zordon asks if this person has a direct connection to the morphing grid. Trini says that they also can't tell Zordon why or how, but they want to tell him. But they promise, and they don't even know if they should be here right now. Zordon smiles. It would take far worse than this to destroy my faith in you. If anyone understands the terrible responsibility of knowledge, it would be me. Only say what I need to know to help you, Trini. Trini says that she is on a mission. No more Rangers. But before she could continue, Z radios in that he just picked up a new energy spike, level 7. Zordon asks who that is, and Zach says, sorry. Z, this is Zordon. Zordon, this is Z. Z is or was assisting the Blue Emissary. Z says, Zordon of Altar, it is an honor. Please forgive my current condition. I am in the process of reprinting my body. Zordon then asks where is the source of the spike, and Z tells him somewhere near the Telvax Nebula. Eternity Point's sensor grid is far more sensitive than the one on this ship. If he detected it, so did Kia. Zordon then asks, does he believe that this spike will be her next target? And Z says that it's too far away to know for certain. But there are other ships on Safe Haven, and if this is indeed another empowered, then they have to get to them before Kia. A short while later, the Earth Rangers return from their battle, and while looking after Jason, Kimberly says if they're leaving already. Trini says, yeah, it's an emergency, and Kimberly says that she has no idea what's going on, but good luck. I'd offer to come along, but someone's got to stick around and protect the Earth for a chance. You know? Trini sighs, telling her, yeah. No, she gets it. Totally understand. Take care of. Aisha, Adam, and Rocky all walk in stating that if the Omega Rangers need help, they could go. Who wouldn't want to see space? Trini asks if they're sure, and Aisha tells her that it would be nice to help someone who actually needs them for once. Trini smiles. We should go. And as they teleport out, Kimberly says, may the power protect you. I hope you find what you're looking for. Quietly to herself. A short while later, Jason groans as he opens up his eyes, asking Zach, Trini, where are? And Alpha says, oh, thank the stars, we were starting to worry. And Kimberly says, most of them. Tommy looks out at Jason, telling him that Zach and Trini apologize for not being here, but they had to embark on another secret mission. Jason lets out a sigh, sitting up, telling them, right, so that means you know. Tommy scowls him, stating that the Omega Rangers? Yeah, we know. Meanwhile, out in space, Trini says that this is it. Nothing but stars. You get kind of bored of it after a while. Aisha asks, since they're alone, she has to ask Trini something. Are they just temporary? Did they just pick them because they could easily replace them when the time comes? Trini tells her that if she was chosen to be a Power Ranger, then they deserve to be a Power Ranger. So no, this isn't intended to be temporary. Aisha says that she really hopes so, but she already lied to Zordon and everyone else. How are they supposed to believe her now? As the ship arrives at Telvax Nebula, Z tells everyone that this is it. He isn't picking up anything though. No planets, no life, no nothing. It's, wait, energy signature. Level 1, 2, 3. This is a trap. Outside in space, Cavitus tells them again, I'm so sorry, please forgive me. And he strikes the ship with his energy powers. Back at the command center, Alpha says that he just detected another energy spike, discharging from the Telvax Nebula. Zordon says that he felt it too. Are they able to establish contact with Trini? And Alpha tells him negative. It's possible that they are simply too far outside of the communication capabilities, or Kimberly with Jason and Billy states that they flew directly into a trap. Jason tells her that Trini and Zach have done this before. They know what they're doing. Whatever gets thrown at them, they can handle it. But as Billy listens, he walks away. A short while later on the Promethea, Billy says that he wouldn't have come here if it wasn't important, and Grace looks back from her project, lifting up her goggles, stating that this wouldn't happen to have anything to do with those crazy morphin energy explosions out in deep space, would it? Billy panics, shouting, "Yes! My friends might be in trouble. The Rangers won't be able to get there in time. Is there anything you can do? You are the original Red Ranger." Grace laughs, telling him, "Don't worry, she might know someone in the area." Meanwhile, over at the Telvax Nebula, Rocky floats unconscious through the debris, and Aisha grabs him, asking if he's okay. "Please, say something, Rocky." Rocky groans as he wakes up, stating that he's there. He was dreaming that he was underwater and this shark. Aisha tells him, "Not now. That thing is coming their way." Rocky looks up and says that he doesn't know what to do. He's scared. And Aisha tells him that she is too. Just hold her hand. At that moment, Trini yells over the comms, asking if they can hear her. And Aisha tells her yes, so Trini yells that they need to use their jetting ability. Close your eyes, visualize where you need to go, and stretch your arms out. The two do just that, and as they close their eyes, the thrusters in their feet kick in and they rocket off. From right behind them, though, Cavitus races towards them, stating, "Mighty gods, forgive me for my actions. I do what I do only to serve the wishes of my liberator." As Cavitus fires, Rocky and Aisha narrowly dodge the blast, stating, "Departed family, shield your eyes, for no one will leave this place alive." Back on Earth, Jason trains in a pocket dimension when Tommy walks in asking if he's trying to work off the rust. He did the same when Dane knocked him around, though pocket dimensions aren't as good as the real thing. Jason tells him that it's true. Care for a sparring session? So Tommy walks up asking if he's sure. He doesn't want to hurt him or anything. Jason suits up, stating that he'll take the risk, and Tommy scoffs, suiting up right after. Within seconds, the two are charging at one another, and Tommy says that he really needs to stop telegraphing his punches. As Jason kicks and Tommy blocks, Jason says that he doesn't, and Tommy tells him, yeah, he does. He yells every time he attacks. Change up the timing. Be honest with your opponent. Let them get comfortable with your habits. Tommy punches Jason in the stomach, and he finishes by stating that once it's all set, show them that it'll just be a lie. He can do that, right? Imagine it wouldn't be too hard. Just look at how he treated his friends. Before speaking, Jason gets up, knocking Tommy into the air, telling him, yeah, thanks for the tip. But who do you think you are anyway? You think it was my idea? That I wanted all of this to be secret? Someone comes to you and says, hey man, we need you to save the universe, but there's a catch. You gotta lie to everyone you care about. What would you have done, Tommy? Tommy doesn't respond, and Jason turns his back to leave, telling him, I'm sorry that everyone is pissed. I wanted to come back and tell you, but I had to look you in the eye and not say a word. But if you think that that was fun, then you don't know me at all. Thanks for the sparring session. Back in space, Cavitus rips through another asteroid, asking, please do not make this harder than it has to be. Come out now, and I promise a quick and painless death. As Cavitus flies around looking for everyone, Aisha sees him and says that she can lead this guy away while everyone gets behind him and gets him that way. Just sit tight. Trini yells over the comms not to, but before she can finish, Aisha is already blasting off. Cavitus follows, stating, please don't run! All I can offer is the mercy I was never given! But suddenly he stops and blasts into another asteroid, revealing Z and Adam. He tells them to close their eyes now and accept. But before he could finish, a Megazord comes flying in, and a voice asks why he doesn't just step back before they do something that they might regret. Ranger Slayer Kimberly pushes her Gravezord to the max, and Cavitus turns back, attempting to attack her with his energy. She says okay, so be it, as she releases a blast of her own, disintegrating Cavitus. Later aboard the Gravezord, Trini says that she didn't have to kill him, and Ranger Slayer Kim says that she's sorry he fired first. She doesn't normally give second chances. Love the outfits, by the way. If you're ever looking for a pink Ranger. Aisha interrupts her, asking, wait, who are you exactly? And Adam says, wait, you're the Ranger Slayer! Kimberly looks back, stating that she would appreciate it if they didn't call her that. She's been doing a lot of crazy stuff on her own, and they're lucky that she was doing some long-range recon for Promethea when Grace called. Said you guys might need a hand. Zach asks if she's just flying around by herself. Sounds healthy. And Kim tells him that when you've been in so many alternate universes, being alone ain't the worst place to be. Back over at Safe Haven, though, inside the vault, the containers lay broken open, and Kia begins to speak. She tells everyone that she knows that they are tired of her speeches, and that she is tired of giving them. No more words, no more doctrine. Now is a time for action. You were all brought here because of a lie. You were told that this was going to be the way we save the universe. But that lie has given birth to the truth. We have now been given a doorway to salvation, a path to right all the wrongs and secure peace and freedom. And when the peace is not given, it must be taken. So tell me, will you help me take it? In unison, the crowd of freed Morphin monster prisoners all shout yes. Elsewhere on Safe Haven, Jason and the others teleport in, and Jason tells them that they are fortunate that no one is in sight. Kimberly looks back at the ruined town, asking if this is where he lived. Way cooler than Switzerland. Jason tells everyone that they need to find someone named Archon. He is a respected elder, and get everyone to the old city center so they can start teleporting people to the Tiger Zord. After a short walk, Archon tells Jason that he is pleased to see him. After Kia's actions, he feared the worst, but they shouldn't have come. Kia has changed. She has turned against many of them and released others from the vault. Jason motions that if that's the case, they need to hurt them. Start assembling everyone that wants to leave and they can get to work. While Jason finishes up with Archon, Kimberly notices the child from before and waves at them. The child scowls and says that they are still here. Seconds later, Kia jumps down wearing the emissary's cloak, stating that their loyalty will be remembered and rewarded. The Anointed will take it from here. As she lands, she tells Jason that she is glad that he brought his friends along. This will make things infinitely easier. Jason tells everyone to morph, but Kia holds her breath, stating, "Wait, let's talk this through. Let's come to a resolution of peace together." Jason is stunned, yells at her, "You want peace? Let me take Archon and everyone who wants to leave. This isn't their fight." Kia says that they are free to leave whenever they wish. They are not prisoners. The Rangers have protected and they saved the universe countless times, but those victories do not absolve them from the damage that they've done. Give her the morphers and they can all go home and lead a normal life. The kind that was robbed of everyone in the city and those cells. All because of the actions of Tommy Oliver. Now she knows technically he was supposed to be one of the good Tommies, but it's only a matter of time before he is Draken again, before he destroys the universe. Tommy tells her that he is sorry for what Draken did, but he is not going to become that. He never will. Just then, Trini, Zach, and the others teleport back in, and Zach says that he's sorry for being late. The traffic was terrible in space. Everyone begins to get ready to morph, and Jason tells Kia that Tommy isn't going to surrender anything to her. Everyone, it's morphin' time! Kia herself begins to morph, and she tells Dane and Vox that they are all theirs. Vox walks up piloting the blue Omega Zord, stating that it's about time. Figured the Rangers would say something stupid. Dane then walks out of the forest, stating that the Power Rangers are his. He has a contract to collect. Jason says that he'll call in the other Omega Zords. Think he can handle it? Tommy tells him to go. He'll handle Dane. He grips his sword, wanting the rematch that he has been dying for this whole time. And he states that this is why he was given the white light. For this moment, he may not be able to take Dane down alone, but he can buy them enough time to get everyone together. Dane fires a blob of black goop, pinning Rocky, and while his back is turned, Tommy strikes! Over with Jason, Fox swings, asking, "Didn't the Rangers fight with honor?" And Jason headbutts him, telling him, "We're making an exception for you guys." As the two back up, Zach charges in with his Zord, cracking Vox across the face, kicking him away. Vox lunges, punching him, telling him, "You are by far my favorite Ranger." Trini then tackles into him, yelling for him to shut up as the two go crashing into the ground. Vox bursts out laughing, stating that it looks like they're going to beat him. "But you know what I love about you Rangers? You're so utterly predictable." Kia watches from afar, stating that he did well. The Omega Zords are in position. Brothers and sisters, those who destroyed your past and threaten your future are here. You are the Anointed, the rightful protectors of the Morphin Grid. Let nothing stand in your way. Now show those Rangers what true power looks like. As a swarm of Anointed fly in, they all focus their attacks on Zach, and Zach yells that they are spiking his controls with energy. He can't do anything. Then they begin to attack his leg and it buckles, sending him to the ground. Jason calls out asking if he's alright, and Kia asks how many more lives have to suffer before they yield. She has given them so many chances to step aside, and if she has to tear them down for that to happen, then so be it! Soon the Anointed begin to turn their attacks on Trini, and Jason tells her to engage the boosters before it's too late. Trini tries to fly up, but Vox grabs her by the leg, slamming her back into the ground. Vox begins to beat the Zord's head with both fists, asking, "How is my form?" And Trini doesn't respond as he says, "Okay, I'm gonna try again." He continues to beat down on her Zord as Jason screams, asking, "Can you hear me? Zach, anyone, someone respond!" As the Rangers pile on the pressure, Dane knocks them back one by one, saying they only survived their last encounter due to strategical necessity. This time, they will receive no such mercy. A little bit away, Kimmy watches and tells Tommy that they're running out of ways for Dane to beat them. They need to come up with something. Tommy says that if they keep throwing bodies at him, they might get a lucky shot in. And Aisha yells that they don't have time for that. The Omega Rangers are in some serious trouble. He's the only one with a Zord. Tommy looks over at the fight between Jason and Vox and says that Jason can handle himself. He's not abandoning the team when... But Adam shouts, "No! Aisha is right! We've prepared for this moment. Give us the chance to prove it." After a few moments, Tommy teleports to his Zord, telling them, "All right, good luck, and may my power protect you." Rocky says, "Okay, now that they got that out of the way, anyone have any idea how we're actually going to do this?" Aisha tells him that this dog definitely knows his tricks. It's time that they taught him some new moves. As Aisha and Adam leap into the air, they toss each other their weapons, and Dane laughs, stating, "Oh, that's cute. New weapons, same fighters." With him distracted, Rocky comes barreling in with his jets, striking from behind, launching Dane into the woods. Aisha and Adam run over to help Rocky up and laugh, stating that they weren't sure that was going to work. Rocky sits up rubbing his head, stating that he wasn't sure either. Can they, never do that again? As everyone gets back up, Adam radios to Z asking if there's any word from the Ranger Slayer. Z tells him, of course, they're just sitting down here gossiping and braiding each other's hair. After a few moments of sarcastic silence, Adam says that he doesn't have hair. Z says that he is doing everything he can to keep the gateway open so that she can return. Adam. But they need to keep fighting so that they have time to work. Over with the Zords, Vox swings, knocking Jason back, stating, "Kia may want to lock you up in those little jars, but she didn't say that you have to have your arms attached." Just then, Tommy walks up with the Tiger Zord, telling him, "Hey, excuse me, nobody gets to beat up my friends but me." Vox bursts out laughing, "Oh, if it isn't the White Knight himself." But Jason radios over, telling him to get out. He should worry about saving everyone and getting back to. Vox stops him. "Where? Earth? Don't you get it? Once we're done burying all of you, where do you think our next stop is?" Tommy leaps in for an attack, but Vox easily dodges, slamming him into the ground, stating that the Zord is too big and too slow. He's supposed to be the guy that destroys the universe, right? Not sure why Kia is so worried. But before Vox could end it, Jason strikes, telling Tommy that the Omega Zords were designed to naturally adapt to any other Zord. So Tommy gets back up asking, "Really? Then what are you waiting for?" The two leap into the air. The red Omega Zord wraps itself around the Tiger Zord, forming the Red Tiger Zord. Vox begins to run in, asking if that's supposed to scare him. "It looks like scrap metal to me. Come on, let's get it over with." But the combined strength of Jason and Tommy's Zord proves that Vox is wrong as they tear his Zord apart. As he falls, Vox continues laughing, telling them that that was quite impressive. The claws, the sword, the whole thing. But I can't wait to see how you're going to handle them. Just then, dozens of Kia's anointed swarm around the Red Tiger Zord to tie it down. And that's when a purple blur shoots by and there's a flash of light. The light begins to radiate with power, and soon a shockwave is sent out, stunning and knocking all of the anointed to the ground. Remy asks Ari if she's okay. She's never seen the Solarix shine like that before. Remy says that she's good, but it must have sucked up a monstrous amount of vortex energy. The anointed start to stand up weakened, asking what happened, and the Ranger Slayer tells them that they just called in a little solar power. Their connection to the Morphin Grid has been severed. Permanently. Tommy asks if they're friends of his, and Jason tells him nope, but they are now. As the ground rangers begin to surround Dane, Kia radios in asking what is his status. Has he finished with the Power Rangers yet? And Dane begins to defend himself, with Kia going on stating that the anointed were unsuccessful. She'll need his help with the Omega Rangers. After a few moments of silence, Kia asks if he can hear her, and he stands back up, teleporting away, telling her, "You're on your own, kid." She looks back, and she sees Trini walking up asking, "How's the scenery up here?" Considering she doesn't have an army, a Zord, and, no more main line to the Morphin Grid. Kia asks if this is where she tries to give her one last chance to stop all of this. Maybe offer help because they were friends and that's what they do for each other. Trini summons her helmet, telling her nope, she's done with that. Meanwhile, back in the vault, one of the prison jars is thrown to the ground as Lord Zedd appears, asking where is he. Dane says that he broke him out once before. He's just returning the favor. They're even. Don't ever contact me again, Zedd. Zedd asks, "Why bother? You failed! The Power Rangers bested you, and it won't be long before the entire galaxy knows it. So run along, little doggy, and pray we never meet again." Back outside, Trini and Kia are clashing with their weapons, and Trini uses the handle of her hammer to disarm Kia's trident. But after knocking Kia down, Trini leaps into the air, turns her hammer around, and comes down with such force that it shatters Kia's armor. She lets the hammer fall to the ground, and she looks out, watching the sun set. In the coming weeks, the Rangers say their goodbyes to Remy and Ari as they return to their universe as the Solar Rangers, using the gateway that they came from. The Ranger Slayer then returns to her timeline, having helped everyone out. And now with Jason, Zach, and Trini not having to hide their identities anymore, it makes the conversations planet to planet much more enjoyable. However, one day, the Rangers of Earth get a call that there is something coming towards the command center. Everyone rushes outside to intercept, and suddenly an object slams into the ground before anyone can even attempt to try and stop it. And as that smoke clears, Tommy says that he was expecting that to be way more dramatic. The comet fades away, and kneeling on the ground is a distraught Draken, and all he can say to them is that they're coming. And that concludes Necessary Evil. Now, a quick little fun note. The Ari and Remy characters, they're from the previous storyline, the Beyond the Grid storyline. Ranger Slayer is from the Draken storyline, and she'll be coming back in her own spin-off book. We've already covered issue 1 of that. Draken is now back in play, and that means that the Power Rangers are going to continue. And you may be wondering why it took us so long to do this series. You see, I was recording each and every issue of this on a weekly basis, but we just couldn't find time in the schedule to get it all out, so I decided, hey Kevin, why don't you put it all together and we do one big finale video, and here you go. Necessary Evil's finale in the direction that the Power Rangers are going. Still one of my favorite comic books that is rolling out right now. I hope you guys enjoyed. Don't forget to check us out on Patreon to get early access to a lot of our projects. Patreon.com/Comicstorian. You can also sign up here on YouTube memberships. We also do that as well. You can join us over at our Discord, the Comicstorian Discord. All of those links are down below. Thank you guys so much for your support, and a special thank you to our Patrons and YouTube members. You guys are all incredible. Let me know what you liked about the storyline, or if you disliked the storyline. Do you like the Omega Rangers, the Solar Rangers, Draken? Who is your favorite Power Rangers comic character?